Hey everybody, what you're about to see is the week 9 recap leading up to the Jupiter Ridge Sand Spur 50K. But before I get into that, just wanted to apologize for the late upload. I'm actually recording this at the end of what would be week 8, but I've been on a cruise all week. We just got off this morning, and this video is getting posted late because I had trouble uploading it on the cruise ship. So all that to say, I apologize. Hope you enjoy this video. Week coming up is going to be my heaviest week so far mileage wise, and it's going to top out. We're actually leaving on another cruise on Friday, and I'm going to have to run a 16 miler on the boat probably, but that'll all be coming up in next week's video, so make sure to check that out. Other than that, I hope you enjoy it, and see you guys next time.
All right, morning. It's Saturday and it's fairly early. I don't have my watch on, it's charging. It's 5:17. Up making coffee. On the docket today, I've got 14 miles. So I'm gonna try to get some coffee in me. I'm gonna make a couple Eggos and probably peanut butter. You get that down and let that sit for probably about an hour. Let nature take its course, and hopefully get out the door here by 6:30, 6:45. Today's 9 weeks out from race day, so like I said, 14 in the books today. It's been a good week of training. I've hit every run in the calendar so far. Ran a 5 mile on Tuesday. I got 8 in on Wednesday. Thursday was a rest day. Yesterday I ran a real easy 4, and then today will be 14. So been real happy with the way things have gone this week. I don't know, today's run, like I'm anxious because I think it's gonna go pretty good, but I'm also just kind of anxious to hurry up and get it over with. Like I said, we got friends coming into town today, so I definitely got to get it done and over with early. That's why I'm trying to get out the door a little bit earlier this morning. Yeah. And we're on vacation next week. Leaving to go on a cruise tomorrow to Belize City, Roatan, Honduras, Costa Maya. So, I mean, that should be a lot of fun. Looking forward to that. And try to really enjoy today's run, because running for the next several days is going to be probably on a treadmill. So enjoy being outside and running outside while I can. All right, I'm gonna finish making this coffee, get my Eggos in the toaster, and I'll see you guys again once we are getting ready to run out the door. Bye. Finally get the shoes on and get ready to get out of here for this 14-mile run. Looking forward to it today. Like I said before, 9 weeks to go.
and this week of training has gone really good. Hopefully today's long run just continues that trend. So 14 miles today, leaving from the house, going to run down and out to the park like we did last week, and on the way back probably do a little bit more of a run around to a little neighborhood on the other side to round out the 14. It's like overcast and just slightly, I'm gonna say it's slightly chilly, but it's 74 degrees. I brought sunglasses out here, but honestly, I don't think I'm gonna need them. I'm gonna leave them sitting here in the garage. Got Bruce Springsteen's new Electric Nebraska queued up for the run this morning. Haven't listened to any of it yet. Excited. Nebraska is my favorite Bruce Springsteen album, and kind of stoked to hear what this sounds like, especially with some of the outtakes and demos. So we'll cue that up. Again, running with the pack today. I've got like a liter and a half of water with some electrolyte mix in there. I've got 2 gels and a pack of sport beans. Let's see, it's a chocolate explosion and a strawberry lemonade goo. And then of course I've got the little selfie stick to record a little bit on the way. So without further ado, let's get the pack on, get out the door, and I'll see you a couple miles in. All right, somewhere between 4.5 to 5 miles into the run, and back here on the backside of Port Salerno, I don't know, about a half mile from Twin Rivers Park. So I'll be there in just a few minutes. I wanted to take a few minutes in today's video and address, well, before I get to addressing anything, let me just apologize in advance. It sounds really windy to me, so I may end up having to just really overly edit the sound. So if it sounds funny, then I apologize. All right, so back to what I was saying. Good Lord, what's going on here? That's annoying, so sorry. Okay, there we go. I wanted to take a few minutes and talk about the most common question that I get anytime the subject comes up about running an ultra. So inevitably, we're talking about what do you do when you're not at work, this, that, and the other. Somebody asks, and then the answer to that question is always, well, when I'm not at work, I like working out and running. Oh, really? Yada, yada. And then it comes up. Yeah, I ran a few ultras, a couple 50-milers, and I'm training for whatever distance you're training for at the time. And then there's that flabbergasted moment. I'm like, why? Why would you do that? And so I wanted to take a minute and talk about why. Why in the hell would someone willfully choose to train for and run a race? I mean, a lot of people running a marathon is a really long distance, but to go a step beyond that and be training for something like a 50K, a 50 marathon, a 50 mile race, or even something longer than that. So the question is, why would you do that? Well, the best reason, the reason that I give most of the time, is because I'm just slightly mentally ill and I like abusing my body. And if you're looking to not really talk to someone and just get over with, that answer usually subsides the conversation pretty well. But if you really want to have a deep, meaningful conversation, and I'm trying to have that with you, you want to go a bit deeper than that. And this is my answer. I choose to do things like this because I have a very firmly held belief that choosing to do hard things makes you a better person in so many different ways. And if you just never choose to do something hard, if you always choose the easy path or the easy way out, it's not that you're going to be a bad person or that you're weaker or less than. That's not what I mean. What I mean is that if you choose to never do anything hard, or you choose to always take the easy road, then there's always going to be this whole piece of or part of you that remains untapped. There's this huge bucket of potential that's just sitting on the sidelines. Morning.
Morning.
And you're never going to dip into that. And I don't want to live my life that way. I want to delve as deep into that bucket as humanly possible. I would really want to know when I'm actually forced to sit on my ass and do nothing at whatever age that is, that I plumbed the depths and really found out who Will Wall could be. Lord knows I've missed a ton of opportunities, but this is one way to take a swing at that and figure that out. And again, it's not just completing whatever that is, whatever race. It's the person you become while you're preparing to do that thing. All the preparation, all the training, every mile, even the discipline that it takes to plan all those things out, to stick to that plan, the consistency, the willpower, all of that ends up making you a better person. All right, just pause this thing. I'm at 5.5 miles. We're at the tip of the park, and I need to use the bathroom. Okay. All right, we're back out of the park, and I think little over 6 miles, probably like almost 6.25. We're rolling through this thing. So to continue on with my discussion here about doing hard things, just a little personal anecdote. You know, I am divorced and remarried, and I ran my first marathon and my first ultra shortly after my divorce. And after that divorce, I think, as anybody would, I started to worry, or just kind of not be plagued by thoughts, but think a lot about how much of what happened was my fault, and along with that, like, what my ability really was with being able to stick to something. You know, commit to something and hold on to it no matter what. I mean, at their basic core, that's what marriage vows are, right? You commit yourself to a person and you say, no matter what, win, lose, or draw, I'm sticking with you. And I'm not going to go into details or anything, but, you know, there's just thoughts like, if I want to ever have that kind of a relationship with someone again, like, I don't want to be a guy that gets married over and over because I can't stick through something hard. So anyway, that thought just bounced around in my head a lot, and I found, I mean, up until then, I was a 5K guy. I loved running fast. I wasn't exactly like I wasn't Steve Prefontaine by any stretch of the imagination, but I could show up on any given Saturday and win my age group at the local 5K. But that whole process started me into wanting to run a marathon and eventually signing up for a 50-miler. I wanted to delve down deep and find out if I could stick it out. And I can't even begin to describe to you the feelings I had when I finished that first 50-mile race. And again, I talked about that last week. I never ran more than 20 miles in the run up to that thing. It's amazing. Only thing that I can blame that on is just youth. But the fact that I finished that is just mind-boggling. And when I crossed the finish line, because it wasn't easy, right? And no race that length ever is. You're gonna hit some kind of a wall. A 50K, a marathon or a 50K, you can really, I feel like you can gut through. If you've got decent mileage built up, you're gonna be able to gut through that. Just bear down and push. Once you step up to a 50-mile, things start to happen and you're gonna hit some kind of a breakdown point during that race. Unless you're just really top and you're really putting in some miles in your buildup, you're gonna hit some kind of a point where every single thing inside of you is screaming This is the stupidest idea you've ever come up with, and you need to quit. You're trying to kill me. That's what your body's gonna scream at you. And you've got to find some way to overcome that and push through it and keep putting one foot in front of the other. And again, having been able to push through that and then cross the finish line, the feeling that I can do this, I can commit, I can push through, and I can find a way, right? Because that's the other part of it. This thing isn't mapped out, and the answer isn't the same for everybody. And I can't tell you what that's gonna feel like, what you're gonna have to do, what kind of lies you're gonna have to tell yourself. It's different, every single person. You're gonna have to figure that out. It felt so good. The release, I can remember crying, just knowing I did it. I was able to push through this really super hard thing and find a way. You can do it too. And it's gonna happen every single time. And every single time it's gonna be different. And you're gonna learn something new about yourself. All right. That's Strava, 7 miles in. Halfway through, I'm gonna put the earbuds back in, turn the music up, and I'll see you close to the end. All right, much like last week, I finished up the run. It wasn't as much of a slog fest as last week. Finished not quite 14 miles, 13.75. And felt really good, still feel really good. Don't feel exhausted. You know, last week I really did feel exhausted after that run, but feel pretty decent today. And I'm gonna be honest, surprised that I feel this way after a 30-mile week. First time being at that, I think, almost all year. So big thumbs up. Just to wrap things up, I hope you guys are doing good. Drop me down below in the comments what you're training for and how your week's going. Like and subscribe. We're at 34 and moving on up. So slow and steady growth. I'm okay with that. Thanks for watching. And we're 9 weeks out, 9 weeks to go. This whole week, we're leaving for a cruise tomorrow, so the next video will probably be me running on a treadmill in the cruise gym, or the ship gym. So look for that coming up. Hopefully I'll be able to post while I'm on the ship, and I'll see you then. Talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.